druhi. Druhyatya agna pritag drustis tatvato vimukho bhavet. So, translation is anyone who has accepted Daksha as the most important personality and neglected Lord Shiva because of envy is less intelligent, and because of visualizing in duality will be bereft of transcendental knowledge. Okay, very wonderful. So we are hearing from last two chapters, first chapter and second chapter, how, especially in this second chapter, how Daksha was feeling insulted, and he is reacting so harshly upon Lord Shiva, offending Lord Shiva, cursing Lord Shiva, and even upon the request of so many sages and his own father Brahmaji, he did not stay there in the sacrificial arena but left the place with anger and pride. And now, after Daksha left, what is going on here? So now, hearing the offenses against Lord Shiva, Nandishvara, his faithful servant, got so much agitated and started giving curse to everyone there. So, because Daksha already left, he could not curse Daksha, but he started cursing all the remaining people there. But it's okay. He is a faithful servant to his master Lord Shiva. And scriptures are also supporting. When we hear any offensive words against a Vaishnava, we should not tolerate. So from his end, externally, it is okay to start cursing everyone there or to reacting against these offenses. But the problem here is with Nandishvara, he just did not react normally, but he has reacted more than necessary. So his response is disproportionate beyond the proportionate value that is required for the situation. That is the problem. And it went on and on and on, counter curses. Even everyone like Brugumuni, everyone there got so much agitated, and they are also counter cursing. Lot of drama is going on. But the only person who did not get agitated is Lord Shiva. So we should understand more here how we can be tolerant like Lord Shiva. Actually, he is the center point there. Everyone is focusing Lord Shiva. And Daksha created such a big scene that he felt he put Lord Shiva in a very embarrassing situation. But nothing is touching him. His consciousness is not at all disturbed. He is very transcendental. Whereas Nandishvara, forget about him. He maybe all the Bhutaganas, everyone there, they are not excelled in the knowledge compared to the other sages there present there. What about those Brahmanas? They are in the higher planets. That means their intelligence is lot beyond comparison of our human intelligence. But still, they were also thinking the same way as Daksha is thinking, as Nandishwara is reacting. And this over responsive nature, disproportionate response throughout Srimad Bhagavatam, we heard in many situations. For example, Dhruv Maharaj, when his brother was killed by Yakshas, he was killing with excess anger all the yakshas. Then Kuvera appeared there in the scene, and he has to pacify. There it is mentioned Atirosha. Atirosha is not befitting to you. So Dhruva Maharaj is not an ordinary personality. Within 6 months, with his austerity, he could have the darshan of Lord Vishnu. So such a great personality, Dhruva Maharaj also subjected to this disproportionate response. Atirosha, he exhibited Atirosha. And also we come across Ambarish Maharaj's pastime, where just for drinking a sip of water, that too in the proper muhurta, under the guidance of Brahmanas, but still Durvas Muni got offended and he wanted to kill Ambarish Maharaj. That is disproportionate response. There is no need of that kind of reaction from Durvas Muni, such a learned says. Also, when uh, Parikshit Maharaj put a snake, that is also, it was the Lord's arrangement. But Shringi, the Brahmana boy, small boy, with his power, Brahmanical power, there is no need. Even his father itself, when he came to external consciousness, he explained to Shringi. Samikrishi explained, there is no need of cursing Maharaj Parikshit, such an exalted king. He is a Rajarshi. Why you have done so? So this kind of disproportionate in many incidences, like Indra troubling the Vrajvasis with excess anger when Vrajvasis did not offer him do the Indra Puja. So all these situations are explaining that excessive anger or disproportionate response is not uh, appropriate. We have to control the senses. And in Krishna book, Srila Prabhupada mentioned that we can estimate the greatness of a personality by seeing, by looking at his tolerance in the provoking situations. For example, here, Daksha was subjected to the provoking situation so much. He was expecting something which he did not get it. The expected respect from Lord Shiva. So he was so much agitated. There is nothing. Everyone else got up. It's okay. He may think uh, it's okay, he is in a different world or something, he would have ignored. But he was not able to control his senses, and he could not tolerate such provoking situation. Whereas in the similar situation, we see Lord Shiva is very tolerant. Ah, Even though how much ever the provoking situation is arised, but he is very sober, very irresponsible, means he is not at all reacting for that. From this behavior of Lord Shiva, we can understand that he is a great sadhu. Srimad Bhagavata explains that what is the quality of sadhu, what is the ornament of sadhu. Titikshava karunika suhruda sarvadehina ajata setrava shanta sada sadhu bhushana. So these are all the qualities of sadhu bhushana. These qualities are sadhu bhushana. Bhushana means ornaments. What is the first quality it is mentioned? Titiksha, tolerance. So, even though there is a lot of chance for counter reacting, he did not react. Even Ambarish Maharaj also, with his power, he could react to the upon the Durvas Muni. He was not reactive. And Parikshit Maharaj, he can counteract the curse by shrinking, because he is that powerful, but he did not. So all these great personalities we can describe. They took a high place in the Srimad Bhagavatam as role models because of their these sadhu qualities. Tikiksha, Karunika, Suhruda. They are the well-wishers of everyone, and ajata satrava santa, they don't have enemies. Even other person think them as enemy, they don't think them as the enemy. Suhruda sarvadehna ajata satrava shanta, very peaceful, always in all situations, very peaceful, don't react. But when people in ordinary situations, they may exhibit some of these qualities. But when the situations are disturbing their personal condition, their ego, then they will be bereft of all these practicing qualities, even though they are knowledgeable about these qualities. For example, Ravanasara is not an ordinary personality. He is a very good, charitable person, very knowledgeable Brahmana. But he has this pride, and he has the desire that he should be the only powerful personality in the whole world. So, in the beginning, he has this enviousness upon Lord Ram. He wants to diminish the power of Lord Ram, and he wants to show his power, and he wants to be the only powerful. When Marichi explained that, see, don't underestimate Lord Ram. He is extremely powerful. With one of his arrows, I became a renunciant. I'm just eating in the forest all the herbs and roots without having any other material desires. So don't touch him. Then he got calmed down for a while. Then again, when Surpanaka went and described the beauty of Mother Sita, he has lot of lusty desires developed within him, and with his puffed up attitude, he called Marichi and said that, no, no, you are acting as surrender to me to escape from me, from service of mine, but I cannot leave you. Somehow or other, you should um, s- render service to me in this aspect. You have to help me to cheat Lord Ram and to take away Sita. You have to help me, otherwise, I will kill you. Then Marichi thought that okay, it is better to be killed by Lord Rama instead of being killed by this fellow. Then he went and he did the so called help to Ravana. And later also, everyone, so many people like Hanumanji, Angada, Vibhishana, don't underestimate the opposite party. They are very powerful. See, with one arrow itself, Lord Rama killed 14,000 of our soldiers. And without any weapon, Hanumanji destroyed half of the Lanka. You are seeing these many people power, but still, how you can underestimate the other party? But when there are two situations, people will be bereft of their intelligence, even though they are highly knowledgeable. One is when they are filled with sense gratification. Bhogaishwarya prashaktanam tayapahrita chetasam vyavasayatmika buddhi samadhauna vidiyate. Bhoga and Aishwarya, when they are having a lot of luxuries and sense enjoyment, they will be bereft of intelligence. They don't care. They don't want to utilize their intelligence. And what happened? Vavasayatmika buddhi, their irresolute intelligence will be lost. Samadhauna vidhiyate, will not be helpful for them. So here the same situation. Ravana is puffed up with his bhoga and Aishwarya. And what happened? He did not care, and he was subjected to the lot of agitation internally and externally, and he was the victim of his own weaknesses. So here also, when we see Parikshit Maharaj, and that is the one situation when people are with sense enjoyment, they will be bereft of intelligence. And one more reason is when they do the austerities in a improper consciousness, then also they will lose the intelligence. For example, Durvasa Muni, he performed lot of austerities, and that caused him pride. Here, the Shringi, the boy Shringi also, he is a very powerful Brahmana, but he austerities are not in proper consciousness because he is a small boy. His consciousness is not matured, it is not developed. But with his improper austerity power, he cursed Maharaj Parikshita. So, in these two situations, when one is filled with sense gratification and pride, and the other one is with austerity, pride, they will lose the intelligences. So, here Daksha, with his bodily conception of life, with his enjoying propensity, a sense enjoyment propensity, he could not tolerate the provoking situation. So we should also be very careful. We should not underestimate anyone. We should not mm, uh, be agitated with the provoking situations, whereas we should be always tolerant. How we can develop the tolerance? What is the greatness of Lord Shiva? Because Lord Shiva is very much protected by by the Supreme Lord. Why? Because when we observe the activities of Lord Shiva, whatever he eats Krishna Prasad. We know that Lord Jagannath Prasadam pastime, Narada Muni wanted to have the remnants of Lord Narayana. Then, when he had that remnants, Lord Shiva was asking, can I also have the share? So, after he has eaten a very small speck of that uh, Mahaprasadam, he was so jubilant. So, he always likes to eat Krishna Prasadam. And what he wants to hear? He wants to hear always Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam, we see that pastime Chakleshwar Mahadeva. When Sanatana Goswami is giving Srimad Bhagavatam class, discussing the Srimad Bhagavatam, there were so many mosquitoes. At that time, he wants to leave that place. But that hill itself, on top where he was reciting the Srimad Bhagavatam, that hill itself is Lord Mahadeva. Then he appeared personality in his personal form and requested Sanatana Goswami, I am relishing your narrations of Srimad Bhagavatam. Please kindly don't leave this place. I will take care of the mosquitoes. So from then, there were no mosquitoes. Even in Kerala also, there is a beautiful Puntanam. There is a great devotee of Guruvayurappan, Puntanam. Whenever he is reciting the Srimad Bhagavatam, Lord Shiva and Mother Parvati, with his Bhutaganas, his associates, they are all hearing with rapt attention whatever Puntanam is reciting the Srimad Bhagavatam. So there is a beautiful pastime. Right now, I'm not going into details. So whatever he hears always Srimad Bhagavatam, always inclined to hear Srimad Bhagavatam. And what is his meditation? In the fourth canto, it is mentioned the discussion between the Prachetas and Lord Shiva when he was explaining Rudra Gita. In that context, he explains that Lord Shiva is always worshipping the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And what is his meditation? Meditation is always upon the Sankarshana, Supreme Personality of Godhead. And what he chants always, Sri Rama Rama Rameti Rame Rame Manorame Sahasranama Tatulyam Rama Nama Varanane. He preaches that only. So Rama name is enough. No need of Vishnu Sahasranam, because Vishnu Sahasranam, 1,000 names if you chant, it is equal to one name of Lord Ram. So, whatever his instruction, if you see in the same fourth canto, his instruction is also same. Always chant the glories of the Supreme Lord and always worship Supreme Lord, his instruction. So, when he is totally in Krishna consciousness, Krishna promised that Sadhavo Hrudayam Mahyam Sadhunam Hrudayam Tata Madanyatena Jananti Naham Tebhyo Managapi. So he said that such sadhus, in such sadhus' heart, I am always residing. And in my heart also, they will be always residing. They don't know anything except me. They don't care anything except me. And even I don't know anything except, I don't know anything else except about them. Very sweet reciprocation of pure devotees and the Supreme Lord. This assurance is there. So that's the reason Lord Shiva is not at all caring about the words of Daksha, because he is representing himself with Supreme Lord. I am the humble servant of the Supreme Lord. Why I should care about all these situations? Whereas Daksha here, he is representing himself with his body. That is the real problem. So, as long as we are thinking that we are representing ISKCON, we are the representatives of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we are the representatives of Srila Prabhupada, when we are identifying ourselves with those great personalities, we can develop the tolerance, because the protection will be given by the Supreme Lord. Whereas when we are thinking that I am the so called leader of this country, I am the so called head of this organization, I am the so called powerful personality, king, minister, when we are identified like that, we will be agitated with these provoking situations. So, what are the takeaway points are, we should be very tolerant in the provoking situations, and we should not exhibit disproportionate response. We should respond to the limit what we need to do. We should not be overreactive or over responsive, and we should always be identified, not with the body but with as the humble servants, Jivere Swarupai Krishnera Nityadas, as a humble servant of Lord Krishna, or Srila Prabhupada, or our spiritual master. And always we should be in the meditation of in engaged in the Krishna conscious activities. And Srila Prabhupada mentioned in his diary, Jaladuta diary, all these Shrinvatan Svatkata Krishna Punya Shravana Kirtana. That one later, next verse is there is a series of verses. Nasta Prayesha Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. And by doing all this regular hearing and performing Krishna conscious activities, what will happen? Tada rajastamo bhava kama lobha dayaschaye chetayetay viddam sthitan sattve prasidati. So we can always be in the mode of goodness, and we can easily conquer kama, lobha, lust, anger, greed. All these we can easily overcome, and we can be santa, very peaceful. And by this, what will happen? Hridyate, vidyate hridaya grandis, chidyante sarva shamshayaha, kshiyante chasya karmani, drusta evatmaneshware. So all hard knots will be broken. We will be very soft in our dealings, in our actions, and no contaminations. Samshaya, all doubts will be eradicated. Our heart will become very pure, and Krishna likes to stay there. So even though externally we are not reacting, internally agitation is there, internally negative thoughts are there upon anyone or some anything in any situation, Krishna will not be pleased. So to avoid that, our heart also should be peaceful. We should have this regular hearing, regular meditation on the Supreme Lord, which is possible by the mostly Srunvatam. It will start from Sunvatam Swakada Krishna. Always listening is very powerful. Listening the holy name, listening the glories of the Supreme Lord. So these will be very helpful to overcome the lust, anger, greed, and to always remain peaceful, Shanta, and to have the internal cleanliness and external cleanliness. Means internal cleanliness, our mind will be freed from all the negative thoughts or agitations. Why? Because two dangers when we have these internal agitations or negative thoughts, Krishna will not be pleased sitting in our heart. And the second one is anytime it may manifest outside in some weaker situation. So we should be taken care of internal um, problems also. We should be, our consciousness should be very clear, very pure. We should not think of any personality as low. We don't know when their greatness will be revealed, when they can for example, Dhruv Maharaj, Surichi was thinking he's just an ordinary boy. Later, she experienced the consequences. So we should not underestimate anyone. Rather, we should give respect to everyone, especially Vaishnavas, and we should perform our devotional service in a favorable way, not only internally but also externally. Hare Krishna. If there are any questions or comments, please post in the Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya group.
Thank you very much, Mataji. We'd like to wish everybody a safe and Krishna conscious day ahead, and we'd like to offer our prayers to the Supreme Lord by chanting Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Hare Rama, Rama.
Shri Nrsimha Jai Nrsimha Praladesha Jaya Padma Mukha Padma Bringam
Ugravira,
Ugraveera Mahavishnu
Mahavishnu,
Jayantam
Jalantam,
Sarvatomukham
Sarvatomukham,
Nrsimham
Narsimham,
Vishnu
Vishnu,
Bhadrapatyam
Bhadrapatyam,
Namami
Namami.
Nrsimha Bhagwan Ki
Ki
Jai
Jai,
Maharaja Ki Jai
Ki Jai.
Paravahamala obeisances to all the Samar Vaishnavas.
Panchakalpatarubhasya Kripasindhavavya Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo
Vaishnavebhyo
Namah.
Namo Namah
Krishna
Vaishnavendra
Vrund Ki
Ki Jai
Jai,
Granthra Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai
Ki
Srila Prabhupada
Jai, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai.
Thank you, Kalindi Mataji.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you,
Hari
Mataji.
Bol. Hare Krishna.